All right, Jesus is still Lord. Hey, the Word works, but you need to find out what it says and work it. I talked to you yesterday about Martha, Martha, Luke chapter 10. Thou art careful and cumbered about many things. But Jesus said, Mary hath chosen. In other words, she chose to believe God rather than believe all the yuck that was around her. Now, I'm going to get kind of blunt on some of this. You're going to have to quit worry-warding God. You're going to have to just quit being a worry-wart. Worrying won't change things. Worrying might even make them worse. You need to start praying and believing and stop all that whining and complaining and worrying. Let's go to Philippians chapter 4. I'm going to show you some pretty deep stuff here today. Verse 6. Be careful for nothing. Now, look that up in your concordance. Go to your computer or whatever else you might use and look that up, and you'll see that what he's saying there is don't be anxious and full of care or worry about anything. I'm going to read it right out of my Bible. Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. Be careful for nothing. Now, nothing means no thing. What about my kids? I'm not worried about my kids. They're going to be all right. What about my money, my lack of it? I'm not worried about that. God supplies my needs according to his riches and glory. Be careful for nothing, no thing. But in everything by prayer and supplication, make your request known unto God with thanksgiving. Now, I really hope this kind of makes you mad. Biggest word in the whole English language is that little word B-U-T, but. Because but changes everything. You hear somebody say but, then you can be assured what they said over here don't mean anything, and but they're going to tell you what they really believe. For instance, I believe in healing, but I know somebody that did and they died. You don't believe in healing, you believe in dying. But, what's this? Well, I believe that God wants me to be blessed. I believe that God wants me to have enough money. But, God doesn't want everybody to be blessed. See, the but did away with what was over here, and what you really believed came after the word but. So God's using that term here to get a hold of your attention here. Watch. Be careful, worrisome, full of anxiety over nothing, but do away with all this, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request be made known unto God. Now, good friend of mine, Blaine Bowman, wrote him a note this morning. He wrote me a note and I wrote him back. But makes what you really believe known rather than what you say you believe. And why this is so important, watch. The cares of this life, Mark chapter 4, entering in choke the word so that the word becomes unfruitful. And I said this to him and he wrote me back. So I'm going to prove this. Cares, worry, anxiety, and all of that stuff choke the word so that the word can't produce. Now, my wife has just had a wonderful spring. A lady in the church came and helped her plant a lot of flowers. She's planted a lot of stuff. I have to cut the grass around them. I have to take the weed eater and get the weeds away from them as close as I can without hurting them, because the weeds and the grass will choke the flowers out so that they can't grow. But's like that. Anxiety and worries like that. So I said to Blaine Bowman, I said, worry and care is much worse for you than going out and smoking pot and getting drunk. I mean, you can go out and smoke pot and go to God and get forgiveness. You can go get drunk, go to God and get forgiveness. Now, both of those are stupid, and both of them are sin, and you shouldn't do them. But to sit around in church on Sunday and the pastor may be preaching a great message and worried about what am I going to get to eat for dinner? Or worried about tomorrow the bills are due and how am I going to pay them? That will choke the word, and the word will become unfruitful. So the worry, the anxiety, and taking the care of it is more dangerous to you than going out and getting drunk. Now, Pastor Frank, are you saying I can go out and get drunk? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you got to understand, worry is a sin, and it destroys the word's power to help you in your present situation. Now watch. I believe y'all are getting this today. Well, yeah, I believe in healing, but no, you don't believe in healing. You believe in what you're going to say after the but. So what you got to do is quit worrying about, well, emphysema might come on me after all it came on my aunt. No, it can't come on me because I'm healed by the stripes of Jesus. Well, you never know. Watch. Some people, I believe you won't get upset. Man, there's all kinds of bad stuff going on down there at the beach this weekend. You know, this is the weekend that first tropical depression is going to come in along the beach in New Orleans or along there somewhere. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm not going to be there. I just remembered years ago we owned a condo in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and there was a small little hurricane going to come in. I said, we're just going to spend the night here. It'll be all right. 2 o'clock in the morning, the condos next door to us, they collapsed, man. They fell. I woke up, Pat, and I think we had our daughter and granddaughter with us. I said, we getting out of here. I want you to know we should have got out the day before. It wasn't fun trying to load up that car in that 60-mile-an-hour wind and get out of there. And I've learned something from that. Don't be there, dummy, when there's a hurricane coming in. There's all kinds of bacteria down there. People getting this flesh-eating bacteria and dying from it. Hey, I'm not going. I got sense enough not to go. Are you listening to me? This is not the weekend to go, and I'm not going to tempt God by going. Watch, listen. I'm not going to be worrying. I'm not going to be full of anxiety and care because that's worse than getting drunk or smoking pot or talking ugly. I'm telling you, you can't let this stuff go into your life. Got to go, saints. Went over time. I'll come back to it tomorrow. I want you to be free of this stuff. So until I'm with you tomorrow today, remember, Jesus is Lord, and thank God the Word works.